Good evening. Welcome to another live feed on Shaman's YouTube channel. Let's get into the 1981 Los Angeles Dodgers, the 45th anniversary of that team that won the World Series back in 1981. They defeated the New York Yankees in 6 games. They were managed by Tommy Lasorda. The team finished the strike-shortened split season with a 63-47 overall record. The season is defined by the phenomenon of rookie pitcher Fernando Mania. So the season of the strike, the 1981 Major League Baseball season, was interrupted by a player strike that lasted from June 12th to July 31st. Because of this, the league split the season into two halves. First half, the Dodgers finished 36-21, winning the National League West first half title. Second half, the team went 27-26. Now, this is a year where Fernando Valenzuela was dealing with this, what they call Fernando Mania. He was the storyline of the next 81 season. He was emerging, 20 years old, as a Mexican left-handed pitcher. Thrust into opening day start to teammates injury. Venezuela threw a complete game shutout. And again, his career with 8 consecutive victories, including 5 shutouts. He ultimately will win the National League Rookie of the Year and the Cy Young Award. Now, this season was dealing with a strike, obviously, a split season. So the Dodgers entered the postseason through a special division round, beat the Astros, Houston Astros, 3 games to 2 in the division series, and the championship series they beat the Montreal Expos 3-2. And they faced their rival, the New York Yankees, and they finally beat them after struggling against them in the next 77-78. They beat them 4 games to 2. And the key players on that team was Dodgers lineup had a core known as the longest running infield: Steve Garvey, Davey Lopes, Bill Russell, and Ron Cey, alongside slugger Pedro Guerrero and outfielder Dusty Baker. The team had about 6 All-Stars, and the rare occurrence World Series MVP honors were shared by 3 players. It was interesting. Catcher Steve Yeager, Pedro Guerrero, and Ron Cey. So that's the narrative with that. I believe that's what is on the thumbnail, is Ron Cey, Pedro Guerrero, and Steve Yeager. I think that those are 3 guys that's in that picture, the thumbnail, once the people tune in. That's what was on the picture that I've got downloaded for the thumbnail of the Dodgers. I believe that was him in that picture, I believe. Copy. With Guerrero, with Ron Cey, and himself. Yeah, I think that's it. That gotta be it. That gotta be the those 3 guys on that picture. Yeah. And that thumbnail, once people come on in and join the live feed, hopefully real soon. That's Pedro Guerrero, and then in the middle, yeah, that's Steve Yeager and Ron Cey. Yeah, they were the 3 MVPs, which is rare. 3 of these guys shared the MVP of the World Series. So that was something that was they were co-MVPs. So that's something rare. I don't know if that has happened since. So it's something that you really see 3 guys being co-MVPs together in that World Series. So that's why I want to look into it, because again, that's 1981. And the thing about the Dodgers, that Dodgers team had been a long time since they won a championship. I think you gotta go back to 1963. Let's look at their season. Had to be about go back to 1963, I believe, because it's been such a long time at that time, at that moment. 1965, excuse me, 1965. So it had been 16 years, since the Dodgers won a championship. So you gotta go back to 1965. Last time they won a championship was in '65. Yep, that's what it was at that time. 1965. That was the last time they won a championship. So that was a very important year for the Dodgers to try to get over that hump and win a championship. Even though they was going, Major League Baseball was going through their strike uh, season. It was their time to break through, and they was able to do it, despite the season being divided into two halves and a 2-month long mid-season playoff strike. They was able to get it done. That's basically it. I want to go over, be long-winded with this. It's gonna be a short, video. Like I said, they beat the Yankees. The Yankees had home field advantage. They lost 5-3 to the Yankees. And they won game two. No, they lost game two actually. The first two games. So this is a game that had the series that they had to come back from. Steve Yeager hit a home run. So they got shut out in game two, but then game three, they won. Fernando Valenzuela was pitching. They won 5-4. They won 8-7. Tied the series up. They won in Dodger Stadium again, 2-1 to go up 3-2. Closes it out, winning 9-2 in game six. So they had to come from back from a deficit to win the series, and they was able to do that. That's basically just a brief look at this team from 1981. It had been a long time coming. Fernando Mania was in full swing. I think Fernando Valenzuela, passed away. Yeah, he passed away, unfortunately, a couple years ago. He was only 63. But rest in peace to him. Is he in the Hall of Fame? Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, Valenzuela was a great pitcher, man. 6-time All-Star, World Series champion, Cy Young Award winner, National League Rookie of the Year, Gold Glove, 2-time Silver Slugger Award. He was National League wins leader, Major League Baseball strikeout leader. Pitched a no-hitter on June 29, 1990. His jersey was retired. So he's a legend. So he's the one that got it going as far as that season's concerned in 81. The Fernando Mania, that was a fever pitch. He had that left-handed, unorthodox windup. That's what made him what he was. So that's basically it, man. That's all I want to say about that at that time. So we'll get off this live feed. Tomorrow's going to be another busy live feed. Tomorrow, got a lot going on. Tomorrow, I got do my Bible study as I always do at 10:45 a.m. I'll be continue to talk about the New York Mets, read about them, and do a retrospective on the 1981 Boston Celtics. And then I'm gonna play an interview that I did with Darian Hagan, Colorado football extraordinaire, a great quarterback. Even before there was a Shedeur Sanders, a Cordell Stewart, this is a guy that was doing it, man. He was winning ball games. He's doing his thing, won that championship. So that's gonna be a great interview for you to listen to. It's an old interview a few years back that I did with this gentleman. So that's what I like about my channel. I can do a lot of things, just on the ideas and concepts and everything. But also I can, we play the interviews that I did. So I'm looking forward to continuing what I'm doing. And that's it, man. That's it for this short live feed. Hopefully people can subscribe to this video about the 1981 LA Dodgers team that won the championship in 81. And it had a unique situation where three guys were co-MVP: Steve Yeager, Ron Cey, and Pedro Guerrero. Matter of fact, let's look at their stats in the World Series. Let's look at that. Let's look at the 1981 World Series. Going a little longer. See, because that's amazing, feat right there to have, you know, three guys win the World Series MVPs at the same time. So let's get look into the World Series. All right. Now, you look at the Dodgers and Yankees, obviously, they have a lot of history together. It's the 78th edition of the World Series. That's the 7. At the time, marked the third series meeting in 5 years and was their 11th overall series meeting. So the Dodgers won the series in 6 games after losing to the Yankees in 77 and 78. It was their first title since 1965, again, 16 years. And their first victory over the Yankees since 1963, and third overall over the Yankees at that time. Like I said, Ron Cey, Pedro Guerrero, Steve Yeager, they won the MVPs as co-MVPs. And then when you look at Ron Cey, is he in the Hall of Fame? Let's see. They make it to the Hall of Fame. He hit 316 home runs, over 1,139 RBIs, 261. 6-time All-Star. No, he's not in the Hall of Fame. See, how about Pedro Guerrero? Is he in the Hall of Fame? No, he's not a Hall of Famer. Hit 215 home runs, had an excellent batting average, 300. Runs batted in, 898. He played with the Dodgers a long time and finished his career with the Cardinals. 5-time All-Star, but not a Hall of Famer. He's not in the Hall of Fame. No. Steve Yeager, I don't think he's in the Hall of Fame. Is he in the Hall of Fame? No. No, he hit 102 home runs, 228 bags, but he played well in that World Series. Played like a Hall of Fame in that one. One thing that's interesting too is the broadcasting aspect of that World Series. It was on ABC, it was on KT TV and with the Dodgers, and WPIX with the Yankees. Keith Jackson did the game in New York. Al Michaels did the games in Los Angeles, along with Howard Cosell and Jim Palmer. KT TV, Jerry Doggett, Ross Porter, Phil Rizzuto, Bill White, and Frank Messer did the games at WPIX. And as far as the radio aspect, you had CBS, KABC, WABC, and Vin Scully did the games with Sparky Anderson on CBS radio. KABC, Jerry Doggett, Ross Porter. Then Rizzuto, Fran Healy, Frank Messer, and Bill White. But I want to get to is like the stats, like what kind of series they had. All right, let's go. Positive scores. All right, Pedro Guerrero. See, look at his stats. Kind of out of whack, huh? Don't forget it. I'm gonna mess with it. Move on. Keep on moving. Lots of people not tuning into this live feed. That's okay. Think about I do these live feeds. You may not be tuning in, but as soon as I upload everything, I know people gonna start tuning in. Obviously, that's gonna happen. But that's it, man. That's it for my time. I ain't gonna get into the stats. Forget about that. Just a brief summary about what took place with the Dodgers and the Yankees when the Dodgers won the championship in '81. It was their first since 1965, 16 years. It had been a long time coming for that franchise, Blue Blood. That's it. So that's it for today's look at this 1981 team. That's basically it. Appreciate you. Like, subscribe to the channel whenever you get a chance to look at this video. It's my final YouTube live feed for the day. Be back tomorrow for another live feed. Until then, talk to you tomorrow.